While we are still standing, we take the ICAN-ngr.
Bless God, ICAN, fount of treasure, in triumph of banner raised, standing stronger in harmony, building a land together. Dreams of a founding fathers, we are striving to attain. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, noble ICAN, your accuracy we cherish. We uphold your integrity.
While we are still standing, we take the national prayer to Keynote. O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. And stand we, while we're standing, to have a minute of silence for Chief Mrs. Olakuni, member who died.
No, it's not yours. This one. Remove A. NYAKN. This one. NYAKN.
May her wonderful, dynamic, indomitable spirit live forever. Also, say, may live in perfect peace. Can we be seated now, please? And as we sit, I'd like to invite the President of the Institute to please lead the representative of the President, the Honorable Minister of Budget and National Planning, Distinguished Senator Udoma Udoma. Mr. President, please lead your guests to the top table here. And to join them as we constitute the top table, I'd like to welcome the Vice President of the Institute, Mazin Namdi Kukwadibo FCA, the President of IFAC, to please also rise to join them, our wonderful scholar and diplomat, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, a teacher, and a wonderful Nigerian, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, to also rise and join us there. Let me also welcome former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, especially in the area of economic policy. Please welcome Dr. Mrs. Sarah Alade. Please join us here. And the chairman of the conference organizing wonderful team, Deacon Adeleke, to also rise and join us up here. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with pleasure that I welcome all of you to the formal opening ceremony of the 48th Annual Accountants Conference with the theme, Securing Our Shared Future, a Collective Responsibility. Most times, we wax lyrical about Nigeria of our dreams. The Nigeria where every Nigerian will live in dignity. A nation with an end to high-level poverty, unemployment, and inequality. A nation where rule of law will prevail and there is observance of human rights. A nation that is stable, united, and peaceful. A nation where citizens will reclaim their humanity. And the beauty of this year's conference is that all of those utopia is achievable with assistance and help of all of you very eminent accountants in the room today. So let me welcome all of you formally. But to kick us off for this opening ceremony, let me invite the hard-working child of God, Deacon Solomon A. Adeleke FCA, the chairman of this conference, to welcome all of us. To chairman, sir.
Thank you very much, MC. Our special guest of honor, His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, ably represented here by the Honorable Minister for Budget and National Planning, Mr. Udo Udoma. Our 54th President, Alhaji Razak Dayola, PSC, FCA, the President of the International Federation of Accountants, Ms. Rachel Grimes, FCA, the Vice President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi Ukwadibo, BSc, FCA, the Chairman of the Board of Past Presidents of ICAN, Mr. Emmanuel Itoya Ijiwiri, FCA, our revered past presidents here present, who have all been welcome you. We appreciate your presence. I'm sorry, I've been reliably informed that I missed something. Our guest of honor, the representative of the president, is the senator, Senator Udo Udoma. I'm sorry. Udoma. The first Deputy Vice President, Dame Ornament Joy Adewi, The second Deputy Vice President, Mrs. Comfort Olujumoke Eyitayo. The immediate past President, Alhaji Ismaila M. Zakari. Your Excellencies, members of the legislature here present, distinguished members of the Governing Council of our Institute, our Royal Highnesses, the Registrar Chief Executive of our Institute, Mr. John Bodage, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the 54th President, the Council, and members of the Annual Accountants Conference Committee, I warmly welcome you all to this 48th Annual Accountants Conference of our great institute, holding here in the city of Abuja. Abuja has hosted our conferences for almost 3 decades now because of its ambience, peaceful environment, and the capacity to host the ever-increasing number of delegates to our annual conferences. Our annual conferences have no doubt assumed an international dimension with delegates across Africa, the United Kingdom, USA, Canada, and a host of other nations in Africa. And lest I forget, I know that we have representatives of Abuja here, the president or vice president of the Institute of our neighboring West African sub-region. I recognize you. As at this morning, we have recorded a total of 4,224 delegates. In both fee-paying and non-fee-paying categories, and many more are yet to register. From the look of things, it will appear the facilities here are already being stretched to the limit. We have, however, been assured that no stone will be left unturned to make our stay as comfortable and as enjoyable as ever. We have also made extensive and need-free logistic arrangements to facilitate the movement of participants from our various hotels to this and other activity centers of the conference. Our desk officers are at various hotels to attend to any challenge you may have. Please feel free to approach them for assistance. The theme for this year's conference, Securing our Shared Future, a Collective Responsibility, is a clarion call for all of us to consider what the future holds for us as a nation, as the accountancy profession, and as individuals. Nigeria boasts of a youthful population. About half of our 200 million people are below the age of 30. That's according to the statistics from the National Bureau of Statistics. This potentially salutary statistic is, however, being turned into a monster of sorts because of the growing unemployment rates in the country, heightening the state of insecurity, as many of our youths are useful tools in the who should otherwise have been gainfully employed, are useful tools in the hands of mischief makers and terror mongers. This is a huge challenge to our government, who will need to put measures in place to create the enabling environment for innovation, enterprise, and technological revolution to thrive like in other climes, so our youths can find space to gainfully employ their talents and energy. We heard in the morning how many of them are already moving out of the nation in droves, and they are really our talents. Technology is impacting our profession at a pace that many are fearing whether the traditional roles that we play as accountants will be necessary in no distant time. We'll be considering during this conference ways in which we as accountants can respond to this challenge and take the opportunities that the technological revolution trending all over the world, present. The conference theme will be addressed from the following perspective during the planned 8 technical sessions. Already you have the first 2 plenary sessions on securing our shared future, avoiding the tragedy of commons, and professional accountants building a greater Nigeria through innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship. Tomorrow we have the last of the plenary sessions on tax and tax justice, expanding the frontier in public finance. We also have 5 workshop sessions, one on SMP and SMEs, as a tool to readying the economy to action, securing our shared future, the cyber security challenge, accounting firms of the future, challenges and opportunities, contemporary issues in the digital economy, and finally, on corporate governance, regulation, and public interest. We have a rich array of world-class presenters to lead our thoughts on these topical issues in our profession and our nation, among which are the IPAC President, Ms. Rachel Grimes, who will also be hosting us, all accountants all over the world, in our native Australia, visa permitting, come November this year, in Sydney, Australia. Rachel, we thank you very much for coming, and we thank you very much for your wonderful piece that you gave us in the morning. We also have among our resource persons His Excellency Ambassador Ibrahim Gambari, one-time permanent representative of Nigeria to the UN, and who graciously has decided to wait till the end of the opening ceremony. He's one of the people on the podium. And I just tell you that when he was coming in, he told me that just being this morning, 5 a.m. from the United States. Let's put our hands together for him. See the sacrifice he has made to come here. We also have the Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, our friend and brother, Mr. Babatunde Paula. His letter to us notwithstanding, is still our friend, is he not? And our brother. Mr. Jimodia, the founding managing director of Zenith Bank, has also been with us and is one of our speakers. And we have so many other eminent and distinguished speakers to lead us in the conference. Let me add that there will also be live streaming of this opening ceremony and some of the technical sessions for the benefit of our members. So if you can download the conference app on your Google Play Store, you can watch it live as we are going on, including those in the diaspora who may not be able to make it to be with us here in Abuja. This year's conference coincides with the 58th National Day celebrations, and Abuja, being the seat of government, is playing host to a lot of visitors this week. This notwithstanding, adequate arrangements have been made by the committee to ensure that all our esteemed delegates and guests are well taken care of at all the hotels that have been designated to host them. As part of the Institute's strategies of promoting small and medium-scale enterprises, there will be a business exhibition throughout the duration of the conference. 45 firms and organizations in the business of information technology, insurance, banking, finance, book sales, management and manufacturing will have the opportunity to display their wares for us at very minimal cost, and their products and services for possible patronage by conference participants. Please visit and patronize them. Social. As usual, we have sporting activities lined up to enhance interaction and competitive spirit among members, which will provide opportunity for networking and also to show our skills. We have sporting competitions in golf, Scrabble, table tennis, jogging, and the usual presidential novelty match where the Ayola babes will lock horns with Mazi Okwadibu bombers. Mazi has promised that this year's game will not be business as usual. And when Mazi says that, he means it. The District Society Parade will also be taking place to further enable our district societies display the rich cultural heritage of their host communities and how well they are selling the ICAN brand where they live and ply their trade. The Gala Night, the social event that rounds off the conference on Thursday evening, promises to be interesting and provide opportunities for delegates to unwind with the popular juju music maestro King Sunny Ade on the bandstand. Many delegates called me to find out who is coming this year, and I promised them Chanel is coming. He's coming live and direct. There will also be a raffle draw, which has been announced by one of the coordinators, with a start price of the real car valued at 5.7 million, donated by one of our prime sponsors. Please participate and win, subject to applicable terms and conditions. A lottery ticket goes for 2,000 naira. This juncture, I want to thank most sincerely all our donors. This year we had a very hefty donation by many of our donors. I want to thank God very much for them, and we pray that the Lord will reward them handsomely in Jesus' name. Once again, on behalf of our President, the Governing Council, and the 48th Annual Accountants Conference, I heartily welcome you to the serene city of Abuja and wish you all nice day and fruitful deliberations in all the sessions on offer. Thank you very much for your attention. God bless you.
My honor and pleasure to welcome Alhaji Razak Dayola, President of ICAN, to step forward here and welcome all of you.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Our special guest of honor, President Muhammadu Buhari, ably represented here by Senator Udoma. Can we give him a round of applause, please? He's the Minister for National Planning and Budget. The #1 chartered accountant in the world, Miss Rachel Grimes. You are welcome. I remember when we first approached her to be at this conference, she told us that by end of September she wanted to end all international visits because she's winding up, and also the mounted work in the company where she works. It was not too clear she would be able to come. So what I did was to approach our brother and one of the senior directors in World Bank to please assist. And as he was pressing the curtain and so on, speaking with her, until she finally agreed. We are so grateful for your coming. Please permit me to recognize our traditional rulers, beginning from the representative of Emir of Kano, Alhaji Shehu. You are welcome, sir. My father, my royal father, His Royal Majesty, the Olofa of Ofka, is here live and direct. And he has come also with an Oba and also some of his chiefs. I'm so grateful for your presence here. His Royal Majesty Oka Muftau Gradamosi, thank you very much for coming. I also wish to recognize our own Oka Bayo Buhari, the Olumu of Umuku, a fellow of our institute. Please give him a round of applause. He was also there live during the investiture ceremony in Lagos. Please permit me to also recognize the special interest that Ambassador Gambari has really shown in my affairs. Please give him a special round of applause. He said he will make sure that he does everything to be here. He had to go to US and had to come back early this morning in order to be here. I also wish to recognize the presence here of my auntie, Dr. Sira Alade. Thank you very much. As much as possible, I don't want to repeat the recognitions that have been made, so please forgive me if I'm not going through everything. But suffice to say that I very much appreciate the efforts of our founding fathers. They are always here. They are always at our beck and call. Please let us give them special round of applause. They've always been there. But for people like them, I wouldn't have ventured into the world of accounting because I read chemistry and I just found while I was hopeless completely, trying to look for what to do, saw a special advertisement in the newspaper looking for graduates of any discipline to be trained as accountants. And here I am today. Thank God for them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I don't want to repeat all the recognitions that have been made. Please forgive me. It is with great pleasure and honor that I welcome you all to the 48th Annual Accountants Conference of ICAN. In the spirit of Nigeria Independence Day celebrated yesterday across the country and in diaspora, I warmly felicitate with President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, members of the Federal Executive Council, and all Nigerians on the joyous occasion. Happy Independence Anniversary to all the distinguished guests, local and international delegates at this conference. While there are still rivers to cross, as an independent nation, we feel deeply encouraged by the Excellency's Independence Day's message of hope for a brilliant and sustainable future for our great country. As we collectively take on the challenge of inclusive development, the fight against sharp practices in low and high places have become champions of integrity, the future of this nation will not only be firmly secured, we would have succeeded in building a nation that works, cares, and empowers its people to achieve their inherent potential. We long for that era when Nigeria will again be celebrated as the true giant of Africa and hope for the black race. I wish to specially recognize and welcome our guest of honor of today, Senator Uduma Udu Uduma, Minister for National Planning and Budget. a seasoned technocrat and distinguished professional. We are indeed delighted to have you in our midst at this largest gathering of professional accountants in the African continent. We thank you most sincerely for graciously accepting to be the special guest of honor at this great conference. I dare say that your physical presence has raised not only the profile of conference, but also set the tone for the proceedings that lie ahead. It is equally pleasing to have in our midst the President of the International Federation of Accountants, Ms. Rachel Grimes. Madam, we welcome you and all international participants to Nigeria. We are certain that you will enjoy the uncommon hospitality of the Nigerian people, the exciting diversity of our culture, and the beauty of our capital city. I'm sure you have seen some of them. I'd like to place on record that ICAN was one of the founding fathers of IFAC in 1977, the global organization for the accounting profession dedicated to serving the public interest by strengthening the profession and contributing to the development of strong international economy. Once again, please let's appreciate our founding fathers, because some of them are even in the hall today. Some of them that have served in the board of IFAC and also the current service. General Wama is still in the board of IFAC. Can we give him a round of applause? The theme of the conference, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I will not be saying anything new if I assert that Nigeria is a great, blessed, and richly endowed nation with abundant human and natural resources. What may be new is that unhealthy policies of governance and tussle for resource distribution at all levels have stunted rather than accelerated the nation's quest for social and economic development. We have not, as a people, leveraged the opportunity of our endowment to advance the cause of the nation and its people. Individual will, rather than the common good, has tended to be driving force in politics in the last 58 years. No nation prospers under such a scenario, since the nature of politics defines the pace of economic development. It's not a surprise that we are where we are on the global development ladder. Nigeria is currently 157th out of 189 countries sampled in 2017 by the United Nations Development Programme for Human Development Index. From various revelations by law enforcement agencies, the commonwealth of the country have been pillaged by a conscienceless few, thereby creating a sense of economic insecurity for the average Nigerian and the mass of the people. The repatriation of young, educated Nigerians from landlocked, less endowed African countries and rescue of many others from the horrors of the Mediterranean Sea exemplify the pain, tragedy, and distrust in public governance, however well-intentioned. Even in pursuit of profits, the welfare of the people is sacrificed by corporate entities. Due to untamed, poorly controlled, and unethical mining practices, the exploitation of crude oil in Nigeria has led to infamous Dutch disease. Indeed, the exploration and mining of the nation's wasting natural resources cause great negative externalities, which manifest in environmental degradation, impaired ecosystem, air, water, and noise pollution, making it difficult for the environment to play its triple functions of food, provider, waste assimilator, and life sustainer for the present and future generations. Even as the nation strives to curb waste through computerizations, some hawks and criminals are lurking in the corners, seeking to hack into systems, cause conflict between nations, losses to businesses, and pain to genuine investors. Regrettably, everyone is arguing to exploit, no one is willing to regenerate, thereby wittingly causing the tragedy of the commons. If the resources dry up, where is our collective security? Where is the claim of industry and governance to sustainable development goals? What future exists for our unborn children? I dare say that as a people, our collective existence and welfare of future generations are challenged by unethical practices of humans and corporate entities. How can we sustainably manage our tangible and intangible assets for these and future generations? I'm persuaded that as professional accountants, by our public interest mandates, we are eminently positioned to champion the rebirth of a new Nigeria. It is our onerous responsibility to demonstrate thought leadership through emerging fields of accounting and cybersecurity architecture that the accountancy profession is the conscience of the society. My distinguished colleagues, are we ready? Are we ready? Except we build trust in society, in governance, discredit unethical, acquisitive societies, cut ethical servant leaders, and deliberately restore the ecosystem. The UN's dream of having a sustainable development that takes care of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs will remain prolonged in Nigeria. Securing our shared future cannot but be a collective responsibility. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey. It's in this respect that the theme of this year's ICAN conference, securing our shared future, a collective responsibility, finds great relevance. As a nation, we must leverage the strength in our diversity to move Nigeria to the next level. Nigeria does not qualify to be the abode of the poorest people in the world, as recently declared by UNDP reports. Nigeria does not deserve to be struggling to attract foreign investors or invite Asians to assist us to build our infrastructure. We can do it ourselves through prudent strategic management of our huge resources. As a beautiful bride, blessed with huge fertile land and many unexplored mineral resources, a good, diligent, and brilliant people in all human disciplines, investors should be the ones cutting Nigeria for business partnership. As professionals, we have a responsibility to redefine and reshape the values that brought us to this level. We must, like never before, resolve to build institutions that harness the competencies of all to create value for all Nigerians, without discrimination as to state of origin, religion, gender, or ethnicity. The poor, the weak, vulnerable, and strong must be made to feel and have a collective stake in Nigeria. Accordingly, we must strive to formulate and implement strategic policies that will properly integrate concerns of the different groups in our drive towards achieving a sustainable growth. Building a resilient, inclusive, and sustainable economic future will be a mirage in a system where the collective resources of the country are in the hands of a few. How to achieve these goals forms the thrust of this conference, during which experts from various fields have been invited to exchange ideas and share experiences with participants. At the end, the accountancy profession, the economy, and Nigeria will hopefully be better for it. Conclusion. As I conclude this welcome address, I want to commend the 48th Annual Accountants Conference Committee, led by Deacon Solomon Adeleke, for the successes so far recorded. Distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I will do a great disservice to the heroes and heroines of the country's accounting profession if I fail to acknowledge their immense role over the years. They have also shown us their love for loyalty to the profession with their formidable representation at this conference. Thank you once again, founding fathers, revered past presidents for this great institute, for allowing us to constantly benefit from your deep well of professional experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this historic conference. It is now my singular honor and privilege to invite our special guest of honor, ably represented by the Minister for National Planning and Budgets, to please come and declare the conference open. Thank you and God bless.
The President of ICAN, Alhaji Razak Jayola, the Vice President of ICAN, Mazi Namdi Okwadibu, the Second Deputy Vice President, the First Deputy Vice President, revered past President of ICAN here present, our royal fathers, council members of ICAN here present, the President of the International Federation of Accountants, Ms. Rachel Grimes, the Registrar Chief Executive of ICAN, eminent invited guests, in particular, the former Foreign Minister, Ambassador Gambari, distinguished chartered accountants, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you greetings from the President of Nigeria, who would have loved to have been here in person, but affairs of state made it difficult for him. He therefore asked me to represent him and to deliver his speech. The words are his, even though the voice may be mine. I am delighted to be invited as a special guest of honor on the occasion of the 48th Annual Accountants Conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. I salute the foresight displayed by the founding fathers of ICAN for establishing this great institute over 5 decades ago. I think I would like, and this is my voice now and my words, to particularly recognize Mr. Akintola Williams, who just celebrated his 99th birthday. ICAN has over the years contributed immensely to the overall development of our dear country, Nigeria. Members of your institute, ICAN, are occupying important positions in the country and are continually bringing to bear their professional expertise and know-how in the development of this nation. I'm appreciative of your contributions. It is therefore heartwarming for me this morning to associate with all of you who are here, the distinguished professional accountants, both at home and abroad. I use this opportunity to join the ICAN President, Alhaji Razak Jayola, to welcome all international delegates to Nigeria. I wish to extend the good wishes of the government and people of Nigeria to you all. The theme of this conference, Securing Our Shared Future, a Collective Responsibility, is coming as we prepare for the general election scheduled to hold early next year. There must therefore be renewed efforts by all leaders of the 3 tiers of government to consolidate on past achievements in order to bestow on succeeding generations the country of our dreams, a country that delivers a good quality of life to all of our citizens. As you all know, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our focus as an administration has been on 3 things. 1, fighting corruption. 2, fixing our broken economy. And 3, restoring security. Let me first say that with regard to fighting corruption, as accountants, you have a special contribution to make in this regard. Your members serving as accountants and auditors can bring to bear your special skills in ensuring that books and records are properly kept. Working closely with statutory agencies responsible for fighting corruption, ICAN and ICAN members will no doubt be in a good position to assist government in its efforts at fighting this national malaise. With regard to the economy, we came in at a very challenging time. For this reason, we developed the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, which is our blueprint for fixing the economy. We are currently putting in place the right infrastructure so as to diversify the economic base away from oil dependence. The Economic Recovery and Growth Plan articulates what we have to do to create a better future for our people. It recognizes the private sector as the engine of development and commits government and all its agencies at all levels to do everything possible, working together to improve the enabling environment so that the private sector can thrive. But of course, we recognize that there will always be some people left behind. And that is why, as a government, we have introduced the Social Investment Program, under which we are bringing jobs and relief to many of our unemployed youth, to the poor, to the excluded and to the vulnerable in our society. The third leg, fighting insecurity and other crimes, requires the collaboration and cooperation of every citizen. We all have a shared responsibility to provide credible information to our security agencies. We must preach and promote peace within our communities and hold on to the core values of honesty, probity, hard work, and be our neighbor's keeper. These are qualities that define us as a people. We must come together to condemn all forms of criminal activities and say no to hate speech and acts that could destabilize the corporate existence of our nation. I encourage you all, therefore, to deliberate on how your members can contribute to support our efforts at reducing corruption, restoring the economy, and ensuring security. In your deliberations, I urge you to avail us your wealth of experience on how to further strengthen the existing frameworks so that together we can uplift our nation's economy and social well-being of our people. I therefore encourage all participants to actively contribute to the different sessions of the conference. I am sure that the resolutions that will emerge at the end of the conference can serve as policy toolkits for the government and all stakeholders in the economy. Let me once again seize this opportunity to congratulate our Chief Host, Alhaji Razak Shayola, BSc, ACFE, CRISC, FCA, on his election as the 54th President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. It is my hope that you will use this opportunity to advance the cause of the accountancy profession, as well as ICAN in the public interest. I also wish to commend ICAN for your rancor-free, time-tested, and trusted succession process. Once again, I thank you for inviting me to this occasion. It is now my pleasure and singular honor and privilege to declare open the 48th Annual Accountants Conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. I thank you all for your attention. Thank you.
The President has just declared the conference open, but the Minister is here with us with love and his heart. So the round of applause should go to two people. So very quickly, let me welcome the Vice President, Mazi Nnamdi Okadibo, to step forward for the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I won't say afternoon, because this declaration of this event opened by the President, so it is morning. By the authority of my President, the 54th President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Alhaji Razak Shayola, and the authority of the Council and all members of our great institute, it is my pleasure to say a big thank you to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is here with us in person, being represented by the Minister of National Planning and Budget, Senator Udoma. Thank you very much, sir. I also want to say thank you. You know, this exercise of saying thank you is a very difficult one. Very difficult. So, if in no particular order, I will try to say thank you. To everybody who is here, I want to recognize and say thank you to the ICAN President, who has come a long way to be with us. Thank you very much. And I know that you are accompanied by the Executive Director in IFAC, my very good friend there, Alta. Please stand, let them see you so that they know you are my friend. I want to appreciate our past presidents. There is no way we start mentioning your names again. Otherwise, it is an exercise I love to do every time. Mentioning your names, asking you to stand up, commanding you to stand up, and you stand. I enjoy it, commanding you to stand up, because I know there was a time we could not even come close to shake your hand. May be well with you, and may you continue to support us. Ambassador Gambari, I hope he's still here. That's the man I've been longing to meet, and I met him today. But I have not had an opportunity of having a photograph with you, so I display it and tell everybody that I've met you. Thank you for coming and the trouble you took to come because of your son, who has excelled in this profession. I wish the time it will be any of us that our fathers who have admired us will be here to support us. Thank you, sir. All our royal fathers, the emirs, the obas, the gobis, and also, we appreciate your coming, leaving your territory to be here. It is a very big task. We thank you very much. Before I go further, I want to, there's one person when everybody has been talking, even the president genuinely left that out to tell us that his beautiful wife, who produced all those chartered accountants in his family, he has about 5 of his members, his children, who are chartered accountants. That the madam is here. Mommy, please stand. Let's recognize you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to also thank my very good senior friend, Emmanuel Ijewe, for coming around to chair the paper this morning. So I thank you, and I thank all the discussants who honored our invitation to be here. I also appreciate representative and president of CAFA who is here, the president of Abuja who is here, all the presidents of our sister organizations.